Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm starting this is kind of like basically just a log of my journey since sustaining this injury. A couple of weeks ago, I took a really bad spill on a mountain bike, and I didn't just fracture my radial head, I literally decimated my radial head. I think I broke it into about a dozen pieces. There was no way to repair it. This was a replacement surgery. There was some videos I saw out there on this injury, but there wasn't really a whole lot, I guess, if that makes any sense. So I figured I would log this just so anybody who may experience this injury could see this. And this is basically just how I got through this. Now I'm about just a little over, well, about 3 weeks in now. After the injury, I was out of town. The ER I went to did the best they could. They basically just got me harnessed and wrapped up and everything. But I spent about a week at home waiting on surgery with and busted up arm. It was tough. The way that radial head works is this: you got two bones in your forearm, and one of them basically supports your arm. The other one allows you to be able to do this, and it rotates around your elbow. And that's what this radial head does. It's like a ball. Well, not really a ball and socket, but it's just a ball that sits up against the joint, and it rotates like this up against the elbow, and it rotates like this. So that head was shattered. And so what it caused the bone to do is be offset. It was sitting out of my wrist. Absolutely excruciating. It was bad. Actually, while I was at the ER, I was literally crying like a baby, screaming at the ER because of just how bad it hurt. And if you've had that fracture or a shattered one like I did, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe you've been through that. If you have just went through this, just hang in there. Once you have the surgery, that yes, there's pain from the surgery, but it will not be as bad as the actual injury itself. When I woke up from the surgery, and what they did is they basically, I haven't seen yet, but I expect to see an incision, pretty good size incision. And what they did is they literally cut my bone off at the injury point, drilled a hole down through the bone. They put a rod, it's probably about that long, down that bone, and that rod's got a ball on it. And it just completely replaced the radial head, basically. So that's what I've got in my arm now. Plus, they had to do some ligament work. I've got some messed up ligaments in my shoulder, which can be fixed with therapy and all of that. So I figured I'd do a series of videos just kind of going through my experience with this as I progress through this. That way, maybe if anybody else has the same injury, they could kind of know what to expect, things that they can do to where they can recover and get back into what they love to do, work, things like that. So basically, I've got my post-op coming up here in a few days. So I'm going on about 2 weeks since the surgery, and I think after my post-op, they're going to take me out of this sling in this half cast, and they're probably going to put one of these harnesses on me that's got like the joints on it where I can start flexing my elbows, start working on my range of motion, go to therapy and stuff like that. But basically what I have been doing over this past 2 weeks is just doing what I can, just lifting my arm up over my head. Okay. Now I tell you, this is gonna hurt because remember I got ligament issues in my shoulder now. It's not my rotator cuff; it's the ligaments that actually hold down my my collarbone, I guess you want to call it. And matter of fact, I can actually take my fingers and physically smash my collarbone back down to my joint. That's how bad it is. But I have been just trying to flex my fingers as much as I can. It's going to hurt, okay? But don't worry about damaging this, okay? Because remember, if you have a replacement, you don't have broken bones that are screwed together. You've got something that has replaced those broken bones, okay? So it's not going to go anywhere as long as you don't hit this, as long as you don't take it out of this and try to do anything stupid, okay? We're not doing that. But I've been going ahead and flexing my fingers, okay? Trying to bend them back a little bit very slowly, okay? If you feel shooting pain through here, stop, you're good. Folding them down a little bit, raising my arm up, you know, like I said, over my head, back down, left, right, trying to get this shoulder mobilized, because after your operation, if you literally just sit there and you don't move this at all, you just sit on the couch feeling sorry for yourself, okay, all of this is just going to get completely stiff, stove up, and it's going to make it that much worse on you when you start therapy on this thing, okay? I've actually, here over the last few days, I've actually been trying to, since I'm on short-term disability right now because of this injury, been trying to do things around the house the best I can. So it's like as much normal life as I can do, although I can't. I still try to like clean up around the kitchen, do things around the house to the best of my ability. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, it hurts. Okay, it's going to be sore. It just comes with the territory. But anyway, just short video, quick update on this anyway. My next video will be post-op, whatever gear they're going to put on me then, what therapy is going to be like. But this is just kind of my input to you guys. If you have had an injury like this, go ahead and as soon as you are done with the surgery itself, give it a day or two to just kind of hang out. But you can start working on your flexibility in your fingers. Okay, just kind of, I don't bend my fingers back because that actually hurts, but just kind of doing this, folding them down, okay, you know, raising it up, keep that shoulder flexible a little bit, otherwise you're going to have a much more difficult time when you start trying to move this stuff around. So anyway, I hope this helps. Okay, look, if you went through this, trust me, it sucks. And if you sustain the break, hey, look, if you were able to sustain a fracture like I did, and you didn't cry like a baby, and you just sat there and were like, man, you're a tough dude. I'm just saying, you know, I consider myself pretty strong, but I tell you what, it made a wuss out of me that night anyway. So if you've had an injury like that, you just had one, stick with it. Just do the best you can. And I think the doctor said he's hoping I'll get maybe 90 to 95% mobility back in my elbow. I'll be perfectly okay with that. I hear sometimes people end up with only, 70-something% mobility return. But I'm just not okay with that. We're going to do better than that. So anyway, next video, we'll see what happens, and I'll give you guys an update. Have a good one.